One of the two first CD-ROM games released was Noriko, an adventure game banking on the star power of its titular celebrity. Victor Interactive saw that and said, "Why don't we do the exact same thing?" Kagami no Kuni no Legend is also an adventure game based around the celebrity of its pop idol, Noriko. At least it's a different Noriko. This game features Noriko Sakai, who just happened to be under contract with Victor Music. However, in the game she's not Noriko, she's Nori P, a completely different pop idol who happens to sing a lot of Noriko Sakai's songs. The plot of the game is that you're watching Nori P's concert on television, and after a long musical number, she's sucked into another dimension, live on television. You decide that you have to help her, and you find yourself transported to another world. You assume that this is the same place that Nori P was taken to. As you begin searching for her, you come across a village where the evil witch Dana has stopped making bricks appear and disappear, and has instead turned to making monsters and turning people into mirrors. Dana in this game, by the way, is a Skeksis. I didn't get far enough to have that cutscene, but it's not even thinly disguised. It's really obviously traced from the Dark Crystal. Kagami no Kuni no Legend is a menu-driven adventure game in the style that was popular at the time. You've got a scene, you pick out a verb from a list of menus, and then you might have a few options for how you apply that. Now, usually when I play an adventure game like this, I do it with a walkthrough in front of me. My recording time is just too limited for me to fumble around aimlessly. However, I didn't have that for this game, and the videos that I could find were also people who were fumbling around, so I couldn't just follow along with one of them. I wound up playing the game for just under an hour and a half, and got about halfway through the first chapter. Now, I wasn't completely lost. I think there was actually only one point where I stalled out and had to just backtrack and try everything. It's just, Kagami no Kuni no Legend is a much bigger game than you might expect. And they really loved using that excess space on the CD for the sake of rooms that just added volume to the game rather than had an actual purpose. If you don't know what you're doing, and you just are trying to play it normally, my guess is it would take you about 6 hours to finish the game. Which doesn't sound like much, but that's absolutely huge for one of these menu-driven adventure games. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't mean the game is complex. The first thing you encounter is a situation where you have to pick the same menu command multiple times until you get a different result. And the part where I got stuck was that I had exhausted all of my options, and then the last room that I could get to unlocked a new conversation option for no good reason in the second to last room I could get to. The title is a reference to Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There, the sequel to Alice in Wonderland, but that title seems to be the only connection. The other world that you find isn't very Lewis Carroll-like, and while I know wordplay is going to pass over my head a lot of the time, even Japanese players didn't find it very punny. Instead, it's very fairy tale-like. You'll run into characters like this musical frog who likes to play the bongos. Or you'll find a magical mirror that will let you see your true love, who naturally is Nori P. You can use that mirror to get occasional musical interludes. A lot of the characters have spoken dialogue, and for the video game arm of a music production company, the recording quality is atrocious. Other Japanese developers have been putting some real effort into getting decent sound quality for the voices in their CD games, and here they sound muddy and indistinct. These sound like microphones hooked up to somebody's computer, not lines recorded in a professional studio. Now, the actors aren't bad, though again, they're noticeably weaker than in the other CD-ROM games we've seen. The problems really seem to come down to bad recording. At some points in the game, you'll enter a building that you have to navigate as though it were a 3D dungeon. You hit left and right to turn in those directions, and up to move forward. But all of these are simple corridors that have doors on both sides, and you can't turn around. You have to hit down to walk backwards. Really, it's just ways to link the rooms where the actual adventure is happening. A weird feature of Kagami no Kuni no Legend is that after you acquire the small mirror that lets you talk to Noriko, you can tell her your name, and then when you beat the game, she'll say it. Now the result is notably bad. Basically, Noriko recorded herself saying every Japanese syllable, and then it just links them together. It's one of the reasons I went for the extra long recording session, because I wanted to see if I could get her to say my character's name, but it seems like it only happens after you beat the adventure, so that would have taken quite a while. Looking at current opinions on Kagami no Kuni no Legend in Japan, I think I'd have to call it a cult title. Not many people with very strong opinions on it, but a weirdly high number of people have streamed it. Maybe it's the popularity of Noriko Sakai for that one. My own feelings are, it's the better of the two Noriko games. The first one was barely a game, and something that would only catch your interest if you were already a fan of the star. Kagami no Kuni no Legend, on the other hand, is a very solid adventure game. It's got some excellent presentation, though not in the music videos. We're still in the era of just putting up slideshows for them. The adventure feels a little bit on the easy side, but it's long enough that you don't really feel like you're getting shortchanged. I don't think I'd call it a must-play title, but it is better than what you'd expect a game based on a celebrity to be.